Alright, so it's been a while since I've worked on a Throne Liberty video, but here we are jumping back into it because we've had a developer roundtable, whatever you want to call it, an interview with the team, however you want to call it. They did an interview with a bunch of content creators that are bigger on YouTube, and they got us a few answers for things that we wanted to know. But really, what I really cared about was the PlayStation or the console segment of it, in which we got answers that they're pretty much not doing anything for us. We're pretty much screwed, and suck it. And so yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this real quick. So the screenshot on the screen was provided by courtesy of Aragon, who was able to ask during the interview about the console servers as well as the PlayStation exclusive server to get some information on what we wanted to know, pretty much. And they didn't have answers for us that we would consider to be good news. If you didn't know, since 1 month into T2, they cut off the queues, the dungeon queues, and the arena queues for a PlayStation server, citing that three things they cited at different times, which none of them make sense. Let's go ahead and get into this first. So 5 questions down, it says cross progression between PC and consoles. They're not currently planned. And question 26 says PlayStation exclusive server cross server queues. And they say current situation unlikely to change. So once again, a month into T2, they cut off the crossplay between dungeon queues for arena and the dungeons. In T1, they gave us the excuse that there were leaderboards that needed to be upheld, and so that's why they were cutting off those dungeon queues for crossplay. Well, the trials don't actually tie into any leaderboard. I mean, the trials and the regular dungeons are separate, so the leaderboards are separate for those. There's no leaderboard for the regular dungeons, as what I'm trying to say. So that doesn't make sense at all. Then their second excuse was that that they couldn't do the marketplace crossplay because the price on Steam is different than the price on PlayStation, which once again doesn't make sense because there's now crossplay players. There are PlayStation players playing crossplay on PC servers using the PlayStation currency on PC servers. So the price shouldn't be a thing when it comes to the price of Lucent or anything like that. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something there. And then the third thing they told us was that it was between PlayStation. PlayStation didn't want them to have crossplay or didn't want them to have inter-server activities between them. But then we got inter-server Nebula Island, and as well as inter-server Node Wars and Rift Wars, as well as inter-server Siege. So why can't we have inter-server dungeons? Because we also have inter-server bosses, which once again takes away, and I've said this before in another video, the inter-server bosses, which are the peace bosses and the conflict bosses, take away from our server, because if we don't get those drops, they're going to the crossplay servers, which means they're going to a crossplay market that we have no access to, so we lose drops on our server, which means our server gets to be less populated with drops, or less populated with things to spend Lucent on. And they are denying us all of this without actually giving us a 100% valid reason. Because all the reasons they've stated before have been changed and just sound like bullshit to me. Back when T2 launched, they made the mistake of taking the bosses off server and putting them into these random ass queues where you had to queue into to get to fight the boss. All we need to do is give us PlayStation players back those on server bosses. Like, just give us both those back and we'd be fine. Like, we don't have any issues anymore. Because the bosses that we have now, the way they're set up, they're screwing us over drastically. We're not able to get any drops from the bosses because we're being outdamaged by players on PC that outnumber us by like 90 people. Where we're able to get a group of 6 into one dungeon. That's if they decide to go in a group. Because if you go in single, you're going against 95 other people from crossplay, and you're hoping to get one drop from your one fucking contribution, your section of contribution, to bring back to console. Like, it doesn't make sense. The dev team, the marketing team, the decision-making team behind Throne Liberty, they don't have any sense behind them in the least, and I don't know what it's about, because once again, none of the stuff that they say for their excuses actually makes sense. It doesn't make sense in the way they've done everything, because if all of that made sense, if all of that was true, then why the hell are we able to do Nebula Island? Why the hell are we able to do the raid crossplay? Why are we able to do Rift and Boomstone fights? Like, none of that makes sense. And some PlayStation players have come to the conclusion they're just trying to kill off the PlayStation server and make it to where people on PlayStation don't have anywhere to go, and they have to switch to the crossplay servers to enjoy the game. Which, honestly, if that's what they're doing, I'd rather them just outright say so, rather than pulling this backhanded, below-belt bullshit that they're doing currently. Because at least if you say so outright, then I'll know I could just go ahead and quit the game now and go play the next game. Where the winds meet is just around the corner. And then next year we have other games that aren't going to be putting us through this bullshit. Believe me, when every other game launches next year that's supposed to launch, I am 100% off for Throne of Liberty. Like, there's no reason for me to continue playing at that point. Not even for content. Like, I've already dropped out on making content on this game for the most part because there's nothing that I want to do with this game. Like, I'm leveling up my stuff from the raids, and then we're getting T3 next month, which, that's cool, I guess. We're going back into the rat race, but this time we're having even less ability to get the stuff that we need because things are still going to be kept from us from these inner server bullcrap bosses. And honestly, I probably shouldn't record this video when I just woke up because I'm very irritable when I just wake up. And just seeing a bunch of the stupid news when I first wake up, it's just like, now I gotta report on stupidity. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I have nothing else to say about this situation. I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to the future of Throne of Liberty, even though, once again, I already know where I'm going when it comes down to it. The next game that comes out, I'm jumping ship 100%. We do have a bunch of games coming out towards the end of this year as well as the beginning of next year. So, one way or another, I'm out of here. But where are you guys going? Let me know what you guys think in the comments when it comes to this update that we've gotten from the developers, quote-unquote. What do you think the future of Throne of Liberty is going to be like for you specifically? I know some people are just kind of hanging on until the next game comes out. Some people are just still playing this game like it's the love of their life for whatever reason. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Peace out.